What is up, guys? It's Lostgriff with a much different video today. I'm gonna be going for more of a unique video. I don't think you guys get to see this very often, but some of you guys may have seen my Twitch stream, some of you may have not have, but there's some people that can't make it to them, and for that I really want to make it clear to those people like what kind of person I am and like what kind of content I plan on making and stuff, and like what I really want to do with this channel and everything. So here we go. Yeah, so first question is, how old are you? So a lot of people have asked me this recently, but I'm 17. I turned 18 in August 2022. So I mean, I've had like a pretty good run so far, about to be 18, so that's kind of hype. And I am also a senior in high school, which I guess goes along with that. So another question is, how tall are you? I'm actually 5'10". I'm pretty sure I'm not going to grow anymore, so that's where I'm stuck at for now. So another question this is probably the most common question I get, and a lot of people ask, what do you look like? So I did a face reveal a long time ago after I had a certain goal, and ever since then I've had a lot of people still ask me, they're curious. So I finally just have people just, get the question finally answered. This is what I look like. Everybody has their own opinion on how they view people, how they want people to look or whatever, and save it for yourself, or if you say it, I won't really care. Everybody has their own opinion. So I mean, we're all here for the same reason. Who fucking cares what people look like? But yeah, that's what I look like for the people who are curious. And tying in with that, I also want to mention the fact that I may or may not be doing a face cam in the future. A lot of people have asked me about that too. I may do a face cam one day for Wiz 101, but for now, doesn't seem like something that's super interesting to me as of right now. I don't think it'll add too much to my content considering the kind of content I make. So we'll see in the future, but for now I'm kind of just like, I'd rather just stick to what I have going on right now, and maybe in the future whenever it's fitting I might do that. And then another question I get is, what is it like growing from a few viewers to double digits? So this happened to me actually, over the past few months. I streamed about 150 hours before I started averaging like 9 or 10 viewers per stream, and of course it's not that much, and I've gotten more than that from now, or around now or whatever, when that PvP and stuff. But it's very inspiring. It's really empowering. Makes you feel like, it just makes you feel complete, because I've honestly wanted to be a content creator for a super long time, ever since I was younger. So I had a great time streaming, and I want to continue to do so throughout these next few years, hopefully, and in the future, as Wiz 101, I would hope, improves, So a question I had about Wiz 101 in specific was, if you were to change how spellements were distributed, how would you do that? So I mean, I think personally spellements are decent in their position right now, but I genuinely think they need a lot more refining. I think there needs to be PvE options instead of Beastman, since Beastman is only an event, so you don't want to be limited by an event over whether or not you can play what's it called? Over whether or not you can play and get spellements in some way. So I definitely think there needs to be some more PvE options for like Salamander and like Mash and all those like new spells. I also think they need to change how some of them are spellamented and how some of them are like split. So like obviously Salamander is a little bit too OP right now, spellamented, so I think that needs changed. So yeah. So somebody asked, tell me a secret talent that nobody knows about. So one thing I've said a lot on stream is that I'm a videographer. I actually make videos, and I'm in a career tech class, which is basically a class that is like engineered to help you prepare for the college or major you're about to go in. I've been about it for about a year and a half now. I've learned a lot. It's helped me a lot with content creation and stuff like that, because I know how to edit and I know how to make thumbnails and stuff, at least to a decent extent. So that's actually, it ties a lot in with content creation and stuff, so that's why it's so cool that I get to do, two things at once in terms of that. So another question I get is, will you ever do vlogging if you get burnt out from streaming? And I say to this, probably not likely. I have a kind of boring life IRL. I don't really have like I don't live in the city. I live in like a really boring rural area, which I will not share, obviously. So I don't really have anything interesting I could vlog. But if there's some sort of vacation or something I do, if I'm like very far in the future, which is even then still very doubtful, maybe. But as of right now, I really doubt I'll ever be doing something like a vlog, or at least that'll be a consistent thing. So, will there ever be a time where you stream a game besides Wiz 101 on a constant basis? So, I've had a lot of people ask me this, especially the people that aren't very interested in Wiz 101 as of right now. And I would say most likely, I really do think there's going to be a time where I'm going to be trying to stream DBD once a week. I love Dead by Daylight. It's one of my favorite games right now. It's very chill. It's very streamable. It's just fun overall, honestly. So I'm gonna try to stream it once a week with my friends or with my girlfriend. So more on that maybe in the future. So another question that ties into that is what game would you stream if Wiz wasn't around? And that's pretty simple for me. I would probably stream DBD and maybe Valorant, but again, I'm kind of burnt out of Valorant, so I don't think I'd be doing that for a long time. Another question I have about Wiz 101 is favorite aesthetically pleasing spell, or like favorite spell overall. So my favorite for this is probably almost all of the 8-pip spells, like Leviathan and like Ifrit and like even like the Storm Ifrit, like the new spellement thing. Like all of those spells, like Medusa, what's some other ones? Like all the 8-pips. Snow Angel is cool too. I feel like in Celestia they really like cranked up the fucking spell, like looks and appearances, and then kind of toned it down again after, you know, Zafaria. But I think Celestia and that area has like some of the best spells in the game visually, especially Ifrit. I love that spell too. So they're all just really cool and they're probably my favorites. Some of my favorite recent ones would probably be Dark and Stormy. I love that new spell for Storm, even though it's really useless and needs a buff, but still. Most fun boss to fight is another question I got, and honestly, the ones that are the easiest to kill, probably. I'm not really big on like specific bosses, but in terms of boss design, I really do like how the Ambrose or whatever and Imperia was designed. It's kind of cool. But overall, like I don't really care too much about bosses and how they are. I just had an interesting time, you know, seeing what KI could come up with whenever it comes to that. So another question I got is how many hours do you have on your top 3 favorite video games? So number 1 obviously was 101. Of course, it used to be, you know, more favorite than it is now. I used to like it a lot more than I used to like it a lot more than I do now. But it's definitely got thousands of hours into it. There's no way. For sure, a lot of hours have been put into this game. So at least like 4,000 or 5,000 at the very least. We'll see. I don't know. Hopefully one day they release some sort of way we can check hours, but I doubt it. Number 2 would probably be Valorant or CSGO. Combined, they probably have over 2,500. I love both games like with a passion. I used to be a big FPS guy, but I just really, after I touched grass, I realized it just wasn't the option in life. It's too much of a time sink. Number 3 would probably be DBD. I have about 600 hours in DBD and maybe another 50 on other people's accounts and stuff. I love DBD. I think it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting, you know, strategies and things you can do in the game that really make me enjoy what I do and stuff. So yeah. So I think this is actually a funny question. It got submitted by my homie Death Rider, one of my favorite people in the community. Super chill. What spell made you cry inside whenever it was used against you? And then they put in parentheses, mine was -90 Ifrit. So for me personally, there's a lot of spells that made me cry and used to really just frustrate the fuck out of me. I think the biggest one, and I don't think there's any spell that's ever been able to outdo this, I absolutely could not stand Mana Burn and the Mana Burn meta. Mana Burn used to make me so infuriated to play against, and I couldn't stand it. Just feeling so limited in what cards you can use and having to use low pip spells, having to only use half the hits in your deck because they're the only ones that you can actually hit on a balance with. It was just super frustrating, and I think Mana Burn in its old state had no place in the game, so I definitely didn't enjoy that part of the game. So yeah. And then a final question, or at least one of my final questions that I think is very important, is if you could turn back time and stop yourself from getting into Wiz 101 PvP, what would it be? Now, I think, personally, I don't know. I think probably not, honestly. I think I really enjoy Wiz 101 PvP. I think even though it has its flaws, and it always has, it's very enjoyable. And I think it definitely has a special place in my heart, regardless of what meta we're in, or regardless of what spells are the best, or whatever the fuck people complain about nowadays, right? I think regardless, everybody enjoyed PvP at one point, and had some sort of love for it. So I think for that, I will always be able to be thankful for the fact that I played Wiz PvP and still continue to every once in a while, right? And then another question I have, and it's about streaming, and they asked, would you make streaming a full job, or a full-time job? And to that I say, potentially, honestly. I really would love to be a full-time streamer, streaming Wiz 101 or whatever. Even if I was a full-time streamer in Wiz 101, streaming Wiz, I would still enjoy it. I think I'd still enjoy the community enough and what I'm doing to be able to full-time do it again. But again, I think I'll probably be playing a variety of games for sure. But yeah, overall, I definitely I think I could definitely make streaming a full-time job if I ever had the time to commit to it. It's really fun, and I enjoy what I do. So I mean, yeah. So I have 2 more questions that got submitted while I was in like the editing process of making this video, so I wanted to squeeze them in at the end here. The first question is related to Wiz, and it's what is your next wizard that you want to max? And my answer to that is I'm not too sure yet. So I will be making a video talking about all my characters and like what their names are and stuff, because a lot of people get confused with the other people and stuff, whatever. So I'm really thinking about maxing either my myth or my ice next. It's really up to you guys. I do have a lot of characters who are well past, you know, the first arc and halfway through the second, so I can easily max any character if I dedicate some time to it. So it's up to you guys. So let me know in the comments what you think. And then one question that you also asked that kind of related to the next question is where did the name Lostgriff originate from? So a lot of people have wondered that, and I've always thought that my name always went really well with like L words, if that makes sense. So I guess like I kind of looked up like Griff and then L, and like the one word that really came to mind was lost, I guess. So I put it together, and Lostgriff just sounded honestly really natural, and I love the name, and I've always been sticking with it for a good 3 or 4 years now. So yeah. And then the final question that was asked by William himself, the Blade Stack Storm God. He said, "Are you still lost?" Because my name is Lostgriff, and I don't know, man. I feel like I feel like I'm lost, but I'm also, or I feel like I'm not lost, but I'm also not found. So I mean, I guess that's the best way to answer that question. So yeah, there's your answer. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. If you guys want any more of this type of stuff for my maybe future goals I might hit, please let me know. I love doing this kind of video and answering questions for you guys. Thank you guys so much again for all your endless support, and make sure you guys tune into my Twitch stream that I'm gonna hopefully do sometime around this week, and also make sure you subscribe and check out some of my socials and stuff, and yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you guys had a great time watching the video, and yeah, peace.
I'm gonna kill you.